Hey, Jerry and Gladys. As I was thinking about what I wanted to say and where I wanted to say it, I decided that the best place for me to say my see you later to you is within our sanctuary. The two of you worked tireless hours and continue to do so after this place was built to make Ankeny Christian Church what it is today. This building is a beautiful testament to all of the hard work and hours and love and patience and care that you all have put into this place. And it's because of that work and that perseverance and that persistence and that love that I even got to come to Ankeny Christian Church in part. So I will miss you so very much. And if I'm ever in Oregon, you better believe that I'm going to come and say hello. Blessings and much love to you all. Take care.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, Gladys.
It's been close to 40 years that we've been friends.
Lots of things to remember from those years.
Our children's baptisms,
Corn detasseling.
mission trips, and much more.
We know how important family is to you, and we know that you'll be happy to be closer to yours.
We wish you the best in your move and hope to hear from you often.
Bye.
Hey, Jerry and Gladys. It's been great to get to know you both better, and I want to especially thank you for being part of the Joyful Praise Choir. No matter what songs I chose, you always did your best, even when it wasn't one you really cared for. And yes, Gladys, I knew you had that look. Not only did I appreciate your singing, but you both always gave words of encouragement, not only to me, but to those around you. Now, that's not to say that you always came to choir happy. There were a few days that didn't go so well, and when you came to choir practice, you were not very joyful. But I was glad you came anyway, and that you shared sometimes with me what problems were bothering you. I also remember and appreciate one time you opened your home for the choir to gather one evening to eat, fellowship, and sing, and it was just enjoyable for everyone. I will miss having you both in choir and seeing you in church each week. I pray God's richest blessings on you both, and that you have many, many, many more years of enjoyment and sharing of God's love.
I first met Jerry and Gladys Sawyer in 1987 when my mom, Patricia Faulkner, donated her home organ to Ankeny Christian Church. At the time, the church consisted really of just the fellowship hall and the classrooms. There were no sanctuary and there was no child care center. Now, my mom played the piano and the organ beautifully and hoped to instill that love in her daughters. Well, it didn't happen. And in fact, I was glad to see that organ go because I always felt guilty about not following along in my mother's wishes. We'd always attended the Highland Park Christian Church, but since moving to Ankeny in 1970, we'd really fallen off in attendance. And at this point, I was a mother with 3 young children, married to John Sayre, who was raised Catholic. We were unchurched. When the church dedicated the organ, they asked my mom to attend the service. She in turn asked me to come with her. I clearly remember bringing my 3 boys, the youngest only being 6 months old, to church that day. Many great songs were sung, and that organ was well tested. I spent much of the service hoping that my children would not collapse the folding chair they sat in. That's what we had for seating in the congregation. The Faulkners and the Sayers began to attend Ankeny Christian Church, to join committees, and be involved in many activities. We got to know Gladys and Jerry as warm and inviting people. My mother took more than one trip with them, the most memorable being to Egypt and Israel. The Sawyers were a constant in my family life. Jerry baptized my sons, and the boys have always looked forward to seeing Jerry and Gladys when they come back to this church. Don't ever underestimate the value of having good people as constants in your life, as the Sawyers have been to the Faulkners and the Sayers. We wish you great new adventures and joy in moving closer to your family. You are loved and you will be missed. Thank you for all these years.
Jerry and Gladys, we wish you the very best in your next adventure in life.
Thank you for your Christian friendship. We've really enjoyed it.
Blessings.
Hi, Jerry and Gladys. Just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for both Ankeny Christian Church and for our family. We were fortunate to be part of the original group that called you back from Scotland, coming back to Iowa to be our founding pastor back in 1976. So we appreciate that, and you and Gladys, and then of course Stan and Ellen as they came with you. We remember fondly the days we first met in the basement of your home, and then moved, when we outgrew that, moved to the rented facility, the Oddfellows Hall, and then when we got our own building, which our current fellowship hall doubled as our sanctuary, and then later on we had our own sanctuary as well as more administrative space. So, and then finally was the adding of the child care center. So you were instrumental in all of that as our growth, and we appreciate all the effort and time that you did for that. And want to mention a couple things. One is that of all of the mission trips that you've been a part of and organized, and those have been a great asset to the church and to those people that you went. And then also all of your work at the conference center to make it what it is today. So best wishes to you. God bless you as you have blessed us.
You could write a book, I'm sure, about all of your experiences as pastor and spouse. But I think that the best chapter is for you is what is to come, and the blessing of being able to be with your children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and they be a part of your lives as well. So we look forward to hearing all about that from you. And you know, friends are friends forever. And Michael W. Smith will say, the Lord has blessed you to be our friend for a lifetime. So thanks, Jerry and Gladys. We love you. God bless.
Jerry and Gladys, on behalf of the Hunters, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you.
Thank you for everything you do with the church and youth group, and we'll miss you.
We know you'll enjoy your time with your family out on the West Coast. Keep in touch.
Have fun with your traveling. Please stay safe and healthy, and just have fun with everybody. Thank you again.
Bye.
Jerry and Gladys, I want you to know that I wish you the very best, and I know you will enjoy being with your grandchildren. Gladys, you were my very first friend from Ankeny Christian Church when I moved here. You helped me unpack, and I got to know you then. Jerry, I really enjoyed going and playing the piano for you at On With Life. Both of you have been such a valuable part of the church, and I personally will miss you.
Jerry and Gladys, we go way back. In the early 70s, you were immersed in stellar efforts to plant a new church in Ankeny. I remember you telling me of all of the house church gatherings you were initiating to build a congregation. Well, Ankeny didn't become a mega church of 2,000 members. It became something even better, a congregation of dedicated, progressive members with servant hearts. That says a lot about your ministry skills. It testifies that you planted seeds of service and dedication to the ministry of Jesus Christ that go beyond worship toward care and compassion for God's world and God's people. Now that we are members of the Ankeny Christian Church, we're overwhelmingly inspired by the dedication of that congregation in caring and serving one another and the world. Through it all, Gladys has worked lovingly and faithfully right beside you. Your partnership and teamwork has been a model and inspiration for many in this region. Even more, your ministry within this region is amazing. Whenever a job in the region needed to be done, you could count on the Sawyers to be there. I think I've said this before when I'd say, I wonder if I'm getting too old for this hard, tough labor. And then I'd remember Jerry and Gladys will be there, so I better get up and get going.
Jerry and Gladys, Godspeed as you begin this new adventure in your life journey. You will be missed immensely in this community as well as the Ankeny Christian Church. But how exciting for you to be near your family in the beautiful state of Oregon. You know, I am so thankful for memories. One year we worked with both of you at the same table at Meals from the Heartland. We worked really hard, but we had some really good laughs too. I think most of those laughs were at the expense of Larry. Larry, you're supposed to pour the rice down the funnel, not all over the table. Gladys, it has been a pleasure working with you on the missions committee too. Serving with you at the Love Lunches was so rewarding and a real blessing. Oh yeah, we were hot and sweaty most times, but wasn't it wonderful seeing those kids enjoying their lunches and saying thank you at the end of their meal? We wish you well in your new home. God be with you, and God continue to bless you. We love you.
Hi, Jerry and Gladys. Just wanted to put a quick greeting on here since you have been part of my life literally since I was 2 years old when this church started. And it's just hard to put into words, I guess, all the effects that you've had on my life throughout the different stages and my family's life, all the way from when I was a toddler until Jerry performing our wedding before you retired. So we just wish you the best as you go forward in this next adventure. And we know you will stay in touch and have the best time out there with kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. We love you.
Well, Jerry and Gladys, we want to say goodbye to you and to say thank you for being a part of our lives for the past few years and a part of the church. We are so glad to have gotten to know you.
I'm going to miss so much serving alongside you in so many ways. My partner in crime in General Assembly and choir and out of the conference center. Your presence is going to be, your absence is going to be deeply felt.
I'm going to miss singing in the choir with you.
What are you going to miss, Elian? Are you going to miss playing at their house?
Yeah, and I'm going to miss playing in the nurse room at church.
Yeah. Well, we love you.
We love you. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Gladys and Jerry. This is Randy and Susie Hart. I've known you ever since I was a kid, and it's hard to imagine that you're not going to be around this part of this country anyway. I'm really happy that you're going to get to move to Oregon to make sure that you and Jerry will have a very nice time out there with Ellen and the grandkids and get to be closer to them. I know we'll miss you here, and my mom and dad even says best of wishes to you. Randy, do you want to say anything?
I guess you've been there ever since we started coming to Ankeny Christian, probably in the late 80s, and so it's going to be seeming weird without you being there. I've always enjoyed talking to you, both you and Gladys, and interested about hearing about your travels. So good luck and carry on.
And we hope to hear from you from time to time. I'm sure we will. And maybe even a visit. Maybe if we go out that way, we'll stop by. We'll have to see what brings us into the future. Bye. Good luck again.
Bye.
Thanks for welcoming us to Ankeny Christian Church. You did so much to invite our whole family in, and it made it feel like home to us, and we're going to miss you so much.
Thank you for mentoring our children.
I'm so grateful that you guys brought us to the church camp to paint the cabins on Jerry and I's shared birthday.
Hey Jerry and Gladys, thank you so much for inviting us over to dinner at your house and giving us those beautiful cross necklaces. Thanks for mentoring me in pastor's class.
Hi Jerry and Gladys, we just wanted to take a minute from one of your favorite places to say how much you'll be missed in our region. by all the leaders here. I firmly believe the Christian Conference Center and our whole region would not be the same if it weren't for your faithful, loving, kind, encouraging leadership. So we love you. Godspeed.
We love
love
you. We'll miss you.
God bless you. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Gladys. Hope you guys are enjoying your video. As the facility director for the Christian Conference Center, I wanted to offer you guys the best as you move to Oregon to be closer to your family. Know that you'll be missed by all of us here in Iowa and here at the Conference Center. The things you guys have done have just made this place a much more welcoming place for everyone now and for generations to come. And you've made my life a lot easier and more enjoyable, and I've really appreciated your guidance and your insight on how things should look and a vision for the future for their conference center. Hope everything goes well. You guys take care of yourselves. Enjoy your family. Bye.
What I love about Jerry Sawyer is that he meets you where you are. It's he lives unconditional love. I think people feel welcome in his presence, no matter what their situation or where they are, and I think that's what I strive for. And sometimes my judgment sneaks in when I don't want it to, and I really work to be just to love the whole world like Jerry Sawyer does. And Gladys is walks her talk. Service, I have always loved Gladys because she's just so full of wanting to serve people.
You know, it's funny that Dorothy should mention Gladys's service because we all know that anytime we have been in service at the church or at the conference center or mission trip or whatever, it always seems Gladys and Jerry are there with us. And so funny story. Emma has been doing our online worship for us since the beginning of this year. And she's down at college and at TCU. And one night when she was putting together the worship service, she was doing one of the songs, and her roommate asked her what she was doing. And when she told her, her roommate misunderstood the song title that Emma was working on at the time, and it produced this wonderful work that really, I think, encapsulates the way we feel, not only about serving the church, but about serving the Lord with Gladys. Jerry and Gladys, mere words cannot express the love that we have for you, and the just happiness that we have that you're going to be near your family, but also that we are going to miss you. We know this is hard, even if it's a good thing. We still know it's hard for you to do. It's hard for us to let you go, and I hope that our meager attempts at expressing our gratitude and our love to you are simply just a sampling of the mark you've left on all of us, the love that we have for you that will span the miles that separate us, and all of the things that you have done to love us and to let us love you. And we are so grateful for the time that you've shared. We're grateful for the work that you've done. And we do indeed love you, and we will miss you. Godspeed and God's blessings on you. Bye-bye.